Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another segment of Weather and the Bible. So I got a little sneak peek of your forecast this week. You probably didn't see me when you were like practicing and warming up, but
well, I mean, these types of movements take rehearsing.
I think this might be my favorite forecast ever. So I'm gonna stop talking and let you get to it. Okay,
well,
ready?
Which gives you a small hint that it's not going to be bugs.
Here we go.
All right. Well, for this week's forecast, we have some bread coming down here from the north down this way. And then we're gonna have some quail that covers right about this whole area of land here. And that's gonna happen for the next few years or so, at least.
Wow.
Yep.
So like we literally have food in today's weather forecast.
Yes, today's weather forecast is food and some good food.
Wow.
That is coming down. We've got bread, we've got meat. What more could you ask
and
for?
And it's literally coming to you. You don't have to go out and get it.
Nope.
I mean, you have to go like out and get it, but you don't have to do anything. It's just going to come.
And the best part
right
that I think I
you.
forgot to mention is that this forecast, while it's going to last for many years, it's going to happen daily. This is new each and every day. This system will be moving through for a few years, repeating every single day.
This might be my favorite forecast ever. I mean, it might get a little old to like have bread and quail, and so I might complain about that because maybe you could throw in like chance of meatballs or like orange juice or something raining down. But I mean, to get fed without much effort is kind of awesome.
Here's the trick, because or the catch, not the trick, but the catch. In our Bible story, man, they would have given their arm and a leg for a meatball or a glass of orange juice.
So today we are talking about, obviously, manna and quail and the Lord providing for his people. Now, I mean, maybe we're like the Israelites today too, and we're stubborn and still don't learn from our ways. But how do you not get it? I mean, we have the advantage of reading the Bible. Yeah. And so like, this is what happened. I'm sure if the next, group years away from us reads our accounts, they should hopefully learn something. But how did you not learn? Literally, you were slaves, and God rescued you from slavery. He made you walk across the Red Sea on dry land, and the entire Egyptian army is wiped out. And now you get to the point where you're wandering in the desert, which we'll hear you read the account in just a bit. Wandering the desert, and you're gonna complain about being hungry as if God hasn't taken care of you for the last, mind-blowing that you just think you can grumble and complain that God's not going to provide for you. And also, the fact that he does, that's the kicker.
Also, the thing that strikes me now, this is our down the rabbit hole moments, but the thing that strikes me now as we're looking at these different accounts is, wow, the Israelites lived through a lot of weather. Because up until this point, I mean, they're just in a drought. It's kind of like, what September is like for us. I don't think it rained most of September.
No rain.
And it ended up being really hot, and every day was kind of the same. That's what the Israelites are living. And then all of a sudden they're hit with plagues, and then all of a sudden they're hit with a mighty wind, and now they're hit with weird weather.
Because you're on the brink of starvation.
They're on the brink of starvation.
So hungry.
So now they're going to experience yet something new that nobody's ever experienced before. So this story is in Exodus chapter 16. You can begin at the beginning of 16 for the sake of time. I'm going to move to verse 13. And it says, "The evening quail came and covered the camp. And in the morning there was a layer of dew around the camp. And when the dew was gone, thin flakes like frost on the ground appeared on the desert floor. When the Israelites saw it, they said to each other, 'What is this?' For they did not know what it was. Moses said to them, 'It is the bread the Lord has given you to eat. This is what the Lord has commanded. Each one is to gather as much as he needs. Take an omer for each person you have in your family.'" And then moving on to verse 31, the people of Israel called the bread manna. It was white like coriander seed and tasted like wafers made with honey.
Okay, so not only are you experiencing this totally phenomenal experience because God's providing for you in the desert. So the dew that they're experiencing, when you say dew, I think the little blades of grass in the morning.
Yep. Everything's a little wet.
Little wet, little damp. No, you're in the desert, so it's going to be on sand, so that's totally new for you. But then after the dew fades away, you're left with this bread. And not just like cardboard bread. I mean, you just read that it actually had a taste.
It had a taste. It had an appearance, so we're not talking about just like weird stuff that was left over on the ground after the dew evaporated. But we're talking about, it had a look. It was white, like coriander seed, and it tasted like wafers made with honey. So even different than our communion wafers that we have today, which is just unleavened bread.
So yeah, so it tasted good. Then you had quail, so you had meat and bread. Now, yes, okay, it might get a little bit old after a while, but you literally had food in the morning and at night. Like you did not have to go hungry anymore, and yet you're doubting that God's taking care of you.
And the cool part is God used the weather to bring the food to them.
To once again show that He is God and not to forget about Him, because guess what? He always does. He always takes care of us. He provides for His children in weird, phenomenal weather type of ways. He does. Yeah. So join us next week with weather in the Bible. Maybe like you could throw in some like pickles or.
Nah, next week is just gonna be a little stormy.
Okay, well, join us next week at Weather in the Bible and Storms.